Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 24 of the Fergie Way. And transfer window, often known as silly season, because things get silly. So it's true, changes have been made since the last episode. Of course, in the last episode we played Chelsea, and we are still in the transfer window and deadline day was upon us. Now, my original decision around not buying a right back was the fact that I had Fosu Mensah. Fosu Mensah, who I'm trying to fit into the team where I can because he's young, try and play him as much as possible. Knowing that he could play at right back was a great thing, knowing that he could fill in there. Then he had that interception in midfield, which fundamentally got us 3 points against Chelsea. And I thought to myself, well, I don't really want to not play him in the middle of the park. And if he's filling in for Darmian or Darmian takes an injury, he's going to have to play down in right back for maybe a substantial amount of time. And he's not going to be able to play in the middle. And the middle of the park has got enough players, but it's comfortable with Mensah as part of it. So I started looking around for a right back. And yes, you know, I've got the transfer budget there that I could have bought. I wouldn't say anybody, but, you know, there's enough money there to spend a load of money on a player. And then I remembered we were looking at the European leagues, etc. And we have Sidibe from Monaco. Now, of course, last season, we'll take a look at his history. Last season, he played a 7.54, and from memory, he won an award. Or at least finished second or third. But he was in the top charts when we looked at League One. So I went and had a look at him. Now he's 25, and I'm trying to be careful because Darmian's, he's a decent player. I don't want to end up forcing him out of the team. Did very well for us last year. So it was never about replacing him. It was more about bringing in someone who can play on the sort of similar-ish level. And I took a look at him and I thought, you know what? I mean, this season as well, we'll take a look again. He's only played 5 games currently for Monaco, but he's running a 7.68. Now, Monaco are a strong team in League One, of course. But nonetheless, running a 7.68 is pretty good going. Especially when most of the right backs that I was looking at, you were into 100 million for anyone. And I paid 35 million including add-ons. And to be honest, pretty happy with a good bit of business there. I'm pretty pleased. And then we get to the talk of the silliness in the intro that I mentioned now. As you can see, Henrik Mkhitaryan is now made the move to League One for Paris Saint-Germain. And you may be asking, Teach, why? Why on earth have you sold Mkhitaryan? Well, first and foremost, he's not getting any younger. He's by no means old. 28 years old is at his prime. But Juan Mata has cemented that spot behind the strikers. Mkhitaryan is a player I've always tried to fit in where possible. And to be having him on the bench and not really utilising him all that much is not that great. But PSG came in with 28 million quid, which, to be honest, considering the amount of money I have to pay for players, it's ridiculous. But so I brought him up, and I could see he had oranges almost all over his stats, so starting to decline slightly. By no means does it make him a bad player, but he's just starting to decline. But 28 million quid, and I thought to myself, do you know what? That is pretty good going. So I thought to myself, well, if I sell him, what do I do? And as you know, we have young Callum Gribbin. Now, the thing with Gribbin is I bled him into the team last season, maybe later in the season than I would have liked. But he's actually done quite well. And I'm only playing one attack midfielder, and I want to be able to fit that attack midfielder in at any given opportunity. And Gribbin will get more chances without Mkhitaryan there. Now, that does sound quite crazy, and in many ways it is. You know, you drop someone like Mkhitaryan and then you become reliant on an 18-year-old boy. Totally agree with that. But it's, generally speaking, it's the way I've always played Football Manager. If I pick someone who I want to brood into the team, I'll do that, and I'll make sacrifices in the first team in which to do so. The great thing here is he's going to get more game time, which means I get to bleed in another youngster. And I present to you Angel Gomez. Now, Gomez is running at 4.5 star potential ability in the Black Star mind. His determination's just dropped. It was 19. He's getting tutored by Pogba at the minute, so I might have to have a word with the older Pogba, give him a little around the back of the head because it's dropped that for some reason. But he's the lad who I want to breed into the first team. So now that Mkhitaryan's gone, Gribben can play more. And now that Gribben's not sort of playing in the weaker games and the smaller Europe games and the cup games, Gomez can fill in. So, yeah, okay, Mkhitaryan's gone. I didn't get a right load of money for him. But hopefully the plan will work out and these kids will do really well. And it sticks to the initial sort of the Fergie way, bringing the lads in from the youth teams, from the reserves, trying to get him into the first team. So that's my reasoning for that. So a couple of news items following the transfer window closing. And the first one is that we have received £131 million in our sales. Of course, Luke Shaw, Phil Jones, Mkhitaryan. There's been a couple of smaller sales as well, but it all mounts up. So £130 million in and £204 million out. Now, £204 million out is ridiculous. I mean, it's crackers. But when you sort of work it out and our means spends only 70 million quid and we've picked up the likes of Renato Sanchez, world-class David Alaba, and we've brought in a new right-back, I'm pretty pleased with the way business went. In other news, despite his red card, Sanchez, Young Player of the Month. So, yeah, I've kicked his ass a bit. I've had a bit of a whinge at him and whatnot. And it's quite funny how his counterpart, Del Alli there, who's come in second, who's another player who I was chasing in the transfer window. In fact, it was Del Alli that almost forced me to go for Sanchez because Tottenham wanted like 130 million or something ridiculous, wouldn't budge. But so Sanchez has picked it up. And, yeah, not bad going. And we have started the new season as we left the last one. We have picked up Manager of the Month. Of course, we have played quite well. The Chelsea result being the crown on that achievement, as it were, snatching that goal in the last few minutes, getting the 3 points, giving us 4 wins out of 4. So we rightfully so, I suppose, get Manager of the Month. Tottenham coming in second with Pochettino and Liverpool in third with Beasler. Good job all round. So that's everything in the news. And as you know, because of the last episode when we played Chelsea, there's not been any other games. We don't have anything to go and revisit. So I'll catch up with you again on match day. And yeah, we'll get into the live com. So here we are at match day then, guys. We are at Old Trafford today. Again, second in the league, Tottenham. So it's a top of the table clash. And the press is saying that they can't split us. However, the bookies have made us, of course, the home favourites. Our key man's Paul Pogba, which comes as no surprise, being the world record signing in real life, which has, of course, been eclipsed since Renato Sanchez signed for United. And we have Toby Alderweireld as their key man. So we go on to the team sheets now. We start with the home team, as usual, guys, being us. And we have David De Gea in the sticks. We have David Alaba at left back. By Ian Smalling as a centre-back pairing with Darmian at right-back. Sidibe does not get a start. It's not often I'll start a new signing on his very first game at the club. I'll probably bring him on a little bit later on. Darmian was still fresh after the international break, so all was good there. We have Schneiderlin playing as a defensive midfielder, and we have Pogba as the advanced playmaking midfielder. And of course, due to him coming in and basically, although he didn't score the goal as far as I'm concerned, secured us the 3 points against Chelsea, Fosu Mensah starts in the central midfield support role. We have Juan Mata in a trequartista role, Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the complete forward, and Rashford up top. Of course, we are without the injured Martial and both the suspended Herrera and Renato Sanchez for today's game. So some of the kids have made their way onto the bench with the likes of Angel Gomez, who I have given the number 10 shirt to. Maybe a bit of a confidence boost. We'll see how he gets on. And then, of course, we have Callum Gribben, Twinzabe, Memphis, Blind, Sidibe and Bothwick Jackson. And for Spurs today, we have Lloris in the sticks with Davis, Wimmer, Alderweireld and Trippier making up the back four. We have Wanyama and Eric Dier in the middle, and they played that last season and who played it quite well, if I remember rightly. They have Keita out on the left wing, Firmino, who they bought off Liverpool for £28 million, if I remember rightly. And Lamella out on the right and Harry Kane up top. As we move on to the OIs, guys, we will see what Roy has to say. And unsurprisingly, having played for Liverpool, just do everything to Firmino. Everything. One thing I will say is we will close down. We had a problem last season, with Wanyama. We tried closing down Eric Dier, and it did stop his passing range a little bit, but Wanyama managed to sort of start pulling the strings instead. So I'm going to close them both down. So onto the Team Talk screen, guys, and I'm passionately going to tell them to, the media have been giving them credit, yada, yada, yada. I will tell Rashford that I've got faith in him to make the difference. And I will tell Mata that I expect a performance. Now, there's more pressure on Mata than ever before. Now that he's only really the first the only first-team player to sit behind the strikers. So yeah, as we know, we are only on one live com today, so I have got it set to extended highlights, so hopefully we'll get to see a lot of the game, and we will see how we get on from there. Darmian now with a throw-in. Darmian will whip one in, but it's only gone out. It's Schneiderlin. Alaba. Zlatan was offside. Alaba hit the shot. It bounced back off Lloris. Zlatan wasn't fast enough to try and get himself back onside to try and pounce on the bouncing back ball. And we remain at 0-0. However, we've had most of the game. We had 74% possession in the first 12.5 minutes. 75. Climbing, guys. It's crazy. It's Rashford now. Rashford's played in Ibrahimovic. Oh, Lloris rushes out, manages to take what must have been quite a pathetic shot from Zlatan. Not had the greats to start in the Premier League, but then he didn't last year. And if you remember rightly, he ended up having a ripper as we got towards the back end of the season. So I've got every faith in him. It's Alaba now to Pogba. Pogba had 3 men round him there, did well. Zlatan with a gainer, soft and quite a limp shot from the edge of the area. It's Alaba on the free kicks for some reason. Honestly, that I know nothing about. I'm definitely going to have to make a mental note and look into that because I don't want that going on. So we're heading into the 30th minute, guys. Not much in the way of highlights, I'm afraid. As to be honest, if you look over at the right side of the screen there, Tottenham have done nothing. I mean, we've not done a right lot, in truth, but Tottenham are on 30%. They've not registered a shot yet, but let's see. Lamela now. It's been pushed out. It will be a throw into us. And it leads to nothing. It's Alaba now. Smalling. Eric Bailly, Schneiderlin, Mensah. Mensah could have played it forward, then he does do to Rashford and Mata, and it's 1-0, guys. Great little bit of play. Mensah playing it through first. It was a little 3-man play. Mensah through to Rashford. Rashford across to Mata. Bottom corner, 1-0. So as we see, guys, Mensah just plays it forward to Rashford. Rashford with a first touch into Mata. Hits it first time. Lloris did get a touch on it. Not enough to just stop Mata's shot. 1-0 United. It's Alaba now. 42 minutes gone. Are we pushing for another one before the half-time? It's Ibrahimovic. It's Pogba now. Pogba, it's 2. Pogba. Zlatan holds up the ball brilliantly. Plays Pogba in. 2-0 to the good guys. Going in at half-time. And Tottenham have done nothing. Literally nothing. Oh, Zlatan got took out. Pogba, cheeky little side foot. Tucks into the corner. Lloris is wondering what's going on ahead of him as his team are playing with just 30% possession. So we're going at half-time, guys, and our strikers are not playing the greatest of games, it looks like, but got to be playing better than Tottenham considering not even registered a shot. I'm going to assertively say that the media have given credit and all the rest of it. And I am going to tell both the strikers at the moment that I'm not happy with them. Yeah, fired up, and Schneiderlin as well. Not happy with him. So fire 3 of them up. They were playing lower than 7 at half-time when you're winning 2-0. Never a good thing. So we will press on in the second half, and maybe, just maybe, Tottenham will pull some sort of attack out the bag here, but I do feel we've already got it wrapped up. It's Keita now. Charging down the left wing, gets it took off him. Mensah plays it back to Smalling. Pogba pushes it out. It's Ibra now. We are on the counter-attack as Rashford bearing down on goal and puts it over. Rashford gets through into all these opportunities constantly. You play him in. He's that fast. He gets in, but he needs to get more clinical. It's Pogba now. Hits one straight at Lloris. Out for a corner. We're only in the 46th minute and we've put 2 quite convincing attacks in already. And it's collected by Lloris. It will be the end of this highlight, I'm pretty sure, but we will see you at the next one. It's Pogba now to Ibra. Ibra plays it out to Alaba. Pogba again. Fossing Mensah. He will play in Darmian. Darmian's going to cross, and it's Ibrahimovic. We did say a little bit earlier on, he has had a slow start to the beginning of this season. Hopefully this will spur him on and give him a little bit of a pat on the back at the end of the game. Darmian, with a fast, drilled-in ball. Ibrahimovic managed to get ahead of what looks like Alderweireld there, but he did it. We'll take it. 3-0, guys. 50th minute. It is going to give me an opportunity to play some of the younger guys, see how they get on, I think. We are at home, so we have a little bit of safety. I wouldn't expect Tottenham to turn it round just yet. As Ibra plays it in, Schneiderlin on the edge of the area. It's Pogba again. Pogba makes it 4, guys. Just scored 2 in 2 minutes. We're in the 50th minute. Pogba's having an absolute screamer. I mean, this season in general, it's like he needed that first season off his chest, because this season, every game he's played in has been deadly when he's been on the ball. Great finish by Pogba, 4-0 United. It's Darmian now to Mata. Mata's played in Rashford. Rashford's gone wide. He's put it into Ibrahimovic. He did try nogging it to the back post. We've seen it a couple of times last season. Not managed it that time against Lloris, though. So we're heading into the 60th minute, guys, and I would love to bring on a couple of these young lads. So as you can see, Pogba's probably the top most tired person on the pitch. He's going to be maybe a bit whingy, a bit moany, but we'll bring Gribbin on. And I am going to bring on Angel Gomez for Mata. And then I'll probably bring on Memphis as well, because Memphis is... Again, started slow. Let's see if we can bring him on in a game where we're absolutely trouncing someone and see whether we can bring him a bit more to the forefront like we did last season, because he did well last season. Tottenham have registered a shot, guys, 70th minute. Just thought I'd chuck that in there. So we are going to make that Memphis change now. We will bring off Rashford, because Memphis would prefer to play as the advanced forward rather than the complete forward. And it's Gribbin now with a free kick, puts it over the bar. Quarter of an hour to go. As Lamela now plays it across the Ben Davies, he will cross to Firmino. Dave the save, manages to get it right at the far post. Looked like he had to stretch right across the net there. But we'll be happy to go with no goals conceded here. Against a strong Tottenham, second in the league, don't forget. It's Lamela now to Felipe Anderson. Drills one from distance. To be honest, it's a bit unfortunate because he was some pace on the ball. 87th minute. Can we forge another attack out of this? It's Ibra now. No, that goes nowhere. It's Lloris. Fosu-Mensah down to Darmian. Plays it to Gribbin. Gribbin plays it to Memphis. Memphis skins one, gives it Ibra, gets it back. It's got to go in. Oh, that would have been a great goal. It really would have been. A little bit of interplay between Memphis and Ibra. Fosu-Mensah now to Schneiderlin. Yeah, it would have been a fantastic goal. I'd have liked to have seen that one go in. But unfortunately, it was saved by Lloris. He's made some good ones today. It probably could have been a much more damaging defeat than 4-0 without him in the sticks. So we are looking like we're heading into the final highlight here, guys. It's been a resounding result and a good one at that. We've not seen much of these kids who we brought on for half an hour. There's not been much in the way of highlights. As Gomez nearly gets onto the end of that one. It's Firmino now. Tries getting past Smalling, but Smalling's got... Oh, yeah, Smalling had him. Obviously, Firmino kicking out a bit frustrated as you would be. I mean, they've only registered one shot on target. Gribbin has the ball took off him. Schneiderlin, Gomez, Memphis will... thought he was going to play Ibra in then, but he's not managed it. It's Gribbin again to Gomez. Gomez has gone out wide, not managed to put the cross in, maybe shown his inexperience just a touch. And with 10 seconds to go, guys, this is going to put us 5-5 in the league, which is a good place to be very early in the season, having already played Tottenham and Chelsea. There we go. Full time, guys. 4-0. We are going to congratulate the team because they did very, very well. We will take a look at Paul Pogba and assertively tell him his dominating performance today was spectacular. And we did have a couple of other notable ones, but Darmian, I mean, that cross for that goal, he was very good today as well. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll just take a quick look at the table, not this one here. Well, in fact, no, I'll tell you what, we'll do it here. We're already here. What's the point in dancing about it? So as you can see, we are 5-5. We've conceded one goal, which is the least in the league, unsurprisingly. So Tottenham still remain in second. However, Liverpool can go second in their next game. So yeah, that's that. So we'll take a look at the schedule and we'll see what live com we're going to do next. So looking at the schedule, guys, it's quite a run of boring games, really, in truth, because we have the Kiev game first in the Champions League, which is, I mean, it's Champions League, but it's away to Kiev. You know, it ain't going to be spectacular. And then we have Watford. Newcastle in the FL Cup, but as you know, I'm bound to play a sort of weaker team, which might be. Leicester away. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. No, we'll come back for the Dortmund game. Dortmund at home, Champions League. That does mean that I'm going to have to play 4 games off camera before the next episode, which is all fine and dandy, but we will only do 1 live comma game because when you've played 4 and I like to go through what's happened, who's scored, who's done what, I want to make sure that I've got enough time to do that and live comma game properly. So that's what we'll do. We'll just live com the Dortmund game in the next episode, which will be episode 25. It's getting on now, guys. I hope you're enjoying this save. I'm still enjoying this save. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new around here, do hit the subscribe button. You will find all the previous episodes for this save if you are new to the series. And yeah, thanks very much for coming. Hopefully I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. But until then, I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.